Well, we've come to Euler's method. Now, Euler's method isn't so much something that must be memorized. It's something that you have to understand. You have to understand how this formula actually applies to the method. Now here's a question. Use Euler's method to approximate the particular solution of the differential equation. You've got this crazy equation which on an AP test I would probably freak out. This would be something like my face, you know. Oh no. So what you're going to have here is you have a point, which is 0, 1. Great, whatever. And you have h, which actually is the step. And your step is 0.1. Usually it's 0.1. I think for most AP level questions it's going to be 0.1. Now when you go over to the formula, the step goes right in here. So what you're going to do here is, the first thing I always do is I draw out the graph. This is how the graph goes. You got n, which is basically 0 through whatever point they want you to go to. In this case I went to 4. And you've got x of n, which starts at 0, or starts wherever your point actually starts. So in this case your x is at 0, so you got started at 0. And it increases by your steps, so 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, increasing by the 0.1 value. Then you got y, which starts also at 1, which is on your point. But you can't actually increase that by the step. That's what we want to know. What is it at 4? Or what is it at 2? What is it at 3? So the first thing we're going to want to do, once we've drawn this little graph out here, is we're going to want to write out our formula. So you're going to have your y1 equals y0 plus hf, whatever. Moving on, you're going to have to understand, this is the point that you have to understand. 1, where does 1 come from? It comes from right here. So 1 plus 0.1, where's 0.1 come from? That's your step. It's going to stay the same throughout y1, y2, or y3. And you've got your little xn minus yn. Where does this come from? This is 0 minus 1. So you're going to basically write this out, 1 plus 0.1 times 0 minus 1. That's 0.9. Now you're going to do y2. Now once you've actually calculated out 0.9, this is where your graph comes in handy. What are you going to do? You're going to write it right into your graph. If you do not write it into your graph, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because you're going to be missing values all over the place. So 0.9 goes in right there. Now what do? All right, 0.9. Isn't that a coincidence? Where does that come from? Right here. So each one you go through here, you take the one right here. So okay, y2, I want to solve for y2. Oh, right here. y1 was 0.9. Plug it in there, plus the step, which is a constant, times 0.1, hey, xn, minus 0.9, hey, y1. So once you calculate that, you're going to get 0.82. Alright, so once you go from there, you're going to continue. What do I want for y3? Alright, y3 equals 0.82. Where did I get that? Right there. 0.82 plus your step, 0.1, times these new numbers. Oh, 0.2 and minus 0.82. There you have it. You calculate that out, you're going to get your answer for 3. Continue the process, you'll get all the way to 4.